Let's go. We just need to go. I just need to go. Not think about it. I'll just go.
Hello, I'm Ella, I'm 32 and I'm currently training for my first marathon. I'm documenting this whole journey to give you an honest look at what training looks like, including the highs and the lows, figuring things out as I go. Also stick around to watch me struggle through the longest run of my life. Hope you enjoy. Let's start out this peak week in my marathon training with a bang. Strength training. Nowadays at the gym I mainly focus on legs to make sure that they can carry me through the hours and hours of running, but to make it all nice and well rounded I always do a mobility warm-up for the shoulders too. And I'm always looking to train my body as a whole system because that's how it works, or it's supposed to work, and because everything affects everything. Anyways, this day I was feeling very tired due to the start of my period, so right away I had to go get a cup of coffee from the reception to get me through this workout. Single leg moves are a must for me because I have a dominant right leg, and probably because of that my left hip /knee /hamstring got a bit injured a few months ago. So that's why I'm now hyper aware that I should push hard through my left leg too in the lunges. Little knee tricep to finish off to get in that explosiveness too. Alrighty, so then to my other classic move, explosive hip thrust with a 3-second pause. If you have seen my workouts before and you are wondering, wow, this girl is always doing the same stuff, you would be right. But I do them for a reason, because these moves work a lot of muscle groups at once and lifting heavy makes a difference. Superset this with a band abduction to fire up the abductors, because those are also important to strengthen for running stability. My pull-up strength has taken a huge hit during marathon training. I feel so weak, but I swear after the marathon is done I will get my forever goal of 10 pull-ups. Mark my words. So I supersetted this with hamstring curls. I would normally do deadlifts to target the back chain of my body, but because of my annoying hamstring injury situation, I can't. Next up is box step up, another trusty move, good for knee health also. And you know it, we do another superset. So before doing the other leg, I do some jumps. I'm trying my best here, but as you can tell, I can barely lift off after all the leg work. Right, another important thing to do to make running easier is training your core. So here I do the last superset of super slow and controlled twisty Bosu mountain climbers, that's a mouthful, and then ball of press, really focusing on core stability. Then I didn't have time to stretch because I was meeting my mom for lunch. Lunch with mom.
Good evening. This evening we are cooking chana masala with the spices that I brought with me from India. But the label has kind of ripped off, so I don't really know how much we should put this in the food. So I bought a lot of these spices. I think this is going to be spicy as hell. So we have chopped tomatoes, we have ginger and green chili. We are also putting bell pepper because we want some veg in there. Then chickpeas, the spice mix. We got this chili from our friend, but they're not ready yet, so we can use it. But I need to move her away from the fire. I would like to point out that if Matti wasn't here, if I lived alone, I would not cook this much. Like, I love cooking, don't get me wrong, I just sometimes, or most of the time, I'm just too hungry to really actually make something, like full recipe. So that's why my lunches, when I make them for myself, are pretty damn simple and quick. We do cook together, like today, but sometimes a lot of the time, to be honest. It's just not the in the kitchen. Hello team! My training plan had a speed run scheduled for today, but my body had other plans. My body woke up and was like, we choose violence. We choose to bleed you to death today. In other words, my period started yesterday. And my body was honestly just begging for me to rest. So I decided to follow that call. Instead, I went for a little walk and got some groceries. Is it just me, or does anyone else feel this, like, everything ends at the same time? Bananas always. But also, like, we run out of protein powder. So this is my Gym Bro haul. I got some vegan protein. This is rice protein and pea protein mix. Vanilla flavor. Then also electrolytes ran out. So I got some more. Mango orange flavor. Also, we ran out of B12, which is vital if you're vegan. Then, because of my period pains, I was researching what would help, and magnesium apparently helps. So I also got magnesium. Also, a little bit of a holistic approach. Ginger apparently helps, so I'm gonna make ginger lemon tea. Yeah, I'm really frustrated. But like, obviously I just can't stop my body functioning. I'm glad that I have my hormonal cycle. I haven't had it for all my adult life, like, because I've been under eating and over exercising. So I'm just happy that I have it, but it is very annoying when you are supposed to train and then you can't. That's why we will take some magnesium and also a painkiller.
While I don't count instructing a yoga class as my own yoga practice because I'm not focusing in my presence, but the students and cueing and whatever, at the very least I do still definitely get a nice hour-long stretch in. After the class I actually needed to go to the reformer Pilates studio to practice a new program I was instructing. And wow, I didn't do even close to the right number of reps, but I was dying, as you can maybe see from my face.
Just got home, and as I was walking home, like, two random guys were just standing on the bridge, and they had a sign that they are selling raspberries that they just picked. So I got this box. We already almost ate all of them, but I'm just trying to restrain myself because I want to put this in my porridge for the morning. Oh, this is so delicious. One more. Which one looks good? This one. The new reformer Pilates program I think is fine, so we'll see how it goes. So I have 2 of those classes tomorrow, and I need to do that run tomorrow because I didn't do it today. I was contemplating if I should do it now, but it's like almost 8 p.m. and I just want to relax, you know? So I think it's gonna be fine tomorrow. Okay, happy Wednesday. It is time to do the speed run now. I have running socks now because of a horrible blister that I got a few weeks ago from the new shoes. Now I think I'm like fine with the shoes. I have broken them in, but I just thought that I was still play it safe. And these are very comfortable. Brand Hoka. Can you see? I have become what they call in Finnish välineurheilija, which is translated into like equipment athlete, which means that you are just way too focused on what gear you have. Like, obviously you need good gear for running, but sometimes it just annoys me, like the materialistic aspect of running too. Anyway, I have new socks now, I have a new shirt. I spent like an hour in the shop, in the sports shop, trying to find a good shirt that's like this like sweat material. It was either that the shirts are skin tight or that they are like a tent. I settled on this one. Nike one, whatever. Because especially when you're running for a long time, those things matter. Like if something rides up or is too tight, I just know it will annoy me. So I do also have a watch now, if you didn't see. I got this on Vinted for €95. Garmin Forerunner 55. It's just so nice to follow my heart rate. What is not new though is my hat. As you can see, it's very stained from sweat. Whee! I'm very thorough with my warm-up, like meticulous. I'm not skipping warm-up because I just can't get injured. I've already gotten injured enough. Why am I out of breath just talking to you? Absolutely nobody's surprised that my warm-up took longer and my getting ready took longer than I was planning. Which is going to be a problem in the marathon because it starts at 8 a.m. Like I need to get up so early, I don't know how I'm gonna do that.
Don't wanna be alone, say coming home. I'll be looking for you when time pass by, still see the look of your eye.
No, forgot to blow my nose before I left. Okay, warm up done. 3K, fast. Let's go.
I'll be looking for you when time pass by.
Halfway, just turned around. Starting to find it hard now, but let's push. Come on.
When the lights get low, so you wanna be alone. Say coming home.
Wow, I look so good. I'm actually so happy with that, and that was so much fun because I've been only running super slowly, long distances, so this was a nice change.
I don't know about you, but my social media is flooded with running content. It seems like everyone and their mom is running a marathon or doing a triathlon or even an Ironman. It really messes with my perception of myself and my abilities. On the other hand, I get a lot of inspiration from it, and it's part of the reason why I was delusional enough to decide to do this myself. But seeing how much others train and how freaking fast they run makes me feel bad about my own pace sometimes. Like I see people casually running half marathons with an average speed that I wouldn't even reach sprinting.
Hello! Today we are going to the gym. And we need to make something to eat before that because I had breakfast many hours ago now, and yeah, this just might be a very realistic day in my life because somehow, again, I'm a bit late from my schedule and it's almost 12 and I just need something before I go to the gym, but I don't want to make lunch. So here it is, my famous protein smoothie. You will need some kind of nut butter. I have tahini because tahini is life. You need cacao powder. I also put in creatine to support my marathon training. It helps with your ATP regeneration, which is the energy for your muscles. Not a scientist here, clearly, but because creatine is also not found in plant foods, it's super good for vegans. Then we have protein. Also, because I use this as a pre-workout, I put in some instant coffee powder. Don't judge me yet, it will work, I promise. Secret ingredient, sea salt, just a little bit to balance out the sweetness. I usually use soy milk for this, but we ran out just this morning, so I'm gonna use oat milk, and it's also vanilla flavor. Last ingredient, the most important one, is a frozen banana, okay? It will taste not nearly as good if you don't freeze the bananas. But for a frozen banana, you do need a very powerful blender. This is the best blender in the world, Raw Mix. Raw Mix, please sponsor me as well, because we had a Raw Mix when I lived at home when I was a teenager, and I took it with me when I moved away, and then it finally broke, so we got a new one because it's just the best one. Anyway, this is already going wrong, but I basically forgot to freeze this in time, so it's not completely frozen, so it's not gonna be as good. Like the consistency is not gonna be as good. Remember to freeze overnight. I do like this much of protein powder. I do 5 milliliters of creatine, a little blob of tahini. Another reason why I love tahini is because it has a lot of calcium, because it's made from sesame seeds. So a good tip, again, for the vegans. Teaspoon of cocoa powder, teaspoon of instant coffee powder, and just a pinch of sea salt. Just trust me, okay? Professional smoothie master. what is the coffee doing in a smoothie? It makes it mocha flavor, okay, because there's cacao. Wow, it's so nice. Guys, it's so nice. Also, I've been asked before why I don't put an espresso shot in there. Why do I put the powder? You don't want the water there because it will ruin the consistency, okay? Just use plant milk. Okay, now we need to go to the gym before the day has gone. Where am I going?
Look at this new move I found. It's so much fun. So this workout I call skills because plyometrics, knee health, agility drills, mobility and fun new moves I saw on Instagram doesn't roll off the tongue as easily. By the way, if it wasn't clear before, I'm not a personal trainer and I have no idea what I'm talking about. But I do teach yoga and I also love to learn about anatomy and fitness and physical therapy and everything like that. As I continue my weird moves on the screen, let me explain to you where my fitness level dysmorphia comes from, so to say. So I did a lot of different sports when I was small, like swimming, track and field, gymnastics, football, even ballet and horseback riding. In primary school, I was always the best in my year and got a lot of praise from being talented in sports. Then, when I was 13 and went to what in Finland is secondary school, I applied to a sports-focused course where we had much more PE classes than normal. And suddenly, I wasn't the best in sports anymore. In fact, I was one of the worst. Many in my course were competing in national or even international level at this point. When I was 14, I was training swimming 8 times a week, but I just wasn't good enough. I've only realized recently how much this effed up my idea of myself and what level of fitness is considered normal. I guess the lesson in all of this is that comparison truly is the thief of joy. When I quit swimming, for many years I had no interest in competing. But deep down I am competitive, but since I'm not trying to become an athlete, I should focus on how much I love training and moving my body, and in all that, how fast some running influencer runs is irrelevant to me.
Hi, I'm at my parents' place because they are traveling and they had a package, so I picked that up and Mom had left me some plums in the fridge and they're beautifully ripe. Can you see that? Kind of matches my new top as well. I also realized that I should be carb loading for tomorrow's long run because it's the longest run I have ever done in my life, which is the story of my life for the past 2 weeks. Because 2 weeks ago I ran 24k for the first time and a week ago 28 for the first time. And now it's gonna be 32. And it's 3 p.m. and I haven't eaten lunch. So I think I'm gonna order a takeaway. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I need food right now and I need to eat these plums. So I picked up the package from Lidl. And Lidl has accidentally vegan cinnamon rolls. So yeah, I'm gonna have that as well as a snack. Are you wondering what I'm doing? Well, I'm colliding my nerve in my hamstring. That's been bothering me so much. You can't stretch it away. You need to make the nerve move. I need to remember this when it's race day, that I'm just not as fast as I thought getting ready. And I know nobody's surprised, but I am always surprised by this. But I was gonna leave at 12 and it's 12 and I haven't even warmed up yet. Okay, this is my gel strategy. I will take this 15 minutes before I leave out of the door, so soon. Then a gel every 6k, so 6k, 12k, 18k, 24k and 30k. And I will take this as extra if I want the... Whoa, I also decided to eat a piece of toast before I go. Yeah, I will take this as extra
if I want to have an electrolyte gel instead of a normal gel, because this is like a salty one. This is just a sweet one. Anyway, right, so that's a lot. That's the most gels I've ever eaten, so I hope I can get them down. I'm also taking some candy with me, as I did last time in my last long run, 28k. I think it was nice to have this actually, because sometimes I just need something to do, to be honest. All the research I have done about the fueling strategies, everywhere it says that you shouldn't eat super close to running, but I have just found out that I get super hungry when I run these long runs, so I'd rather have this sauce and go than get hungry. I actually might not take this gel before I go since I'm having this anyway, so. Wow, I've never been this nervous about it. Why am I doing this? I didn't film my warm-up because I thought if I do that, I'm never gonna leave this apartment. I'm 30 minutes late from schedule. It's 12:30 and this one is gonna take me like almost 4 hours probably. Oh my god, it's gonna be my whole Friday. I don't understand how people who work like a 9 to 5 can also train at all, let alone train for a marathon. Let's go. We just need to go. I just need to go. Not think about it. I'll just go. Okay, get out the door. Finally we're off. I'm gonna be so proud if I can do this run, because I'm starting off extremely slowly, but I'm still feeling very tired. Almost 5k. Feeling a bit better about this, but still like going super slow, unmotivated. I'm just trying to forget the time. I'm gonna forget about that. I'm just gonna run and see if I can run 32k. So I'm running a different route today. I'm running around this lake. Can you imagine? So that's a long way. Well, not quite around this lake. There's like a bridge that I'm gonna take somewhere there. I don't know. I cycled around this lake last summer and it took me like a bit over 1 hour. Now it's gonna take me a bit more than that. I'm feeling a bit better about this, but I might change into music. I've been listening to a podcast. Usually I only change into music in the end when I really need it, but I think I really need it now. $16k, so halfway. Every 1 minute I'm like, wow, runner's high, and then a second later I'm like, oh my god, such a long way to go. 20k. At this point it feels like I'm walking. Almost 25. The only reason I'm getting through this is listening to Attack on Titan soundtrack. And I know it's so cringy, but I get a lot of inspiration from fictional characters. If you have seen any of my videos, you know that I'm quite a nerd. I watch a lot of movies, TV shows. I love superheroes, action movies, adventure movies, and fantasy books. And sure, I know those characters are not real, but they are like a representation of humanity and what we can do. And it's super cool. I really don't want to, but I just keep going. Almost 26k. Feel nauseous. 5k. So happy. Oh, I'm so happy. I kind of can't believe I did that. I'm very proud of myself. 3 hours, 42 minutes and 49 seconds. Yeah, that's a long time to be running. That's a long time to be on your feet, so I'll not be on my feet for the rest of the day. Oh my god, that run wiped me out, man. I got back like over 4 hours ago and I've been the whole time here. I did do some household tasks. Matti is ordering pizza. Aina kun menee kahvilaan ja se muuttaa croissanteista, ei ikinä vegaanista croissanttia. Let's all I bloody want sometimes. You might be wondering what happened on Saturday, since we jumped straight to Sunday. Well, absolutely nothing happened. In the evening after that 32k run, I started feeling very nauseous. And then when I woke up the next day, I literally felt hangover, like I had downed a bottle of vodka. I think this was pretty unfair. Like, I already get a hangover these days from drinking a few beers, but a hangover without drinking? Wow. So after feeling very sorry for myself and doing some research, I found out that I had runner's hangover, which results from dehydration during your run and an electrolyte imbalance. Apparently, I didn't drink nearly as much water as I should have on that run, and I was sweating a lot, as well as eating high sugar gels, as well as candy. So my body was basically like, what the heck are you doing to me? Yeah, I don't recommend that experience. So what I'm taking away from this is ditching the candy during the runs and only having electrolyte gels. And yeah, I was supposed to do an easy run on this day, but there was no way, absolutely no way that my body could handle that. So yoga it was. Circling back one more time to the running content on social media, I saw a video where this woman was training for a marathon and running 5 times a week. 5. And I've been running mostly only twice a week. I've been meaning to run 3, but every time something comes up, travel or a fun social thing, and those weeks when I have had nothing planned, I get injured or get a runner's hangover, of all things.
Oh my god, I'm so happy that I did that. I know that my body needed to recover. I know that it was the right choice not to run today. I still do feel a bit panicked about the marathon. On the other hand, the 32k, it did give me the confidence that I can finish the marathon. I'm gonna have a time goal. I have 3 goals with this marathon. Finish with no injuries, and have fun. Now it's 2 days after the 32k and I feel fine, like my knees are still a bit sore, but I can like walk down and up the stairs fine. That was not the case yesterday. Yesterday I was like, it was so funny, I just couldn't get down the stairs. So all in all, feeling positive about the marathon. So I have under a month now to the race and now I'm gonna taper. I'm really happy how far I've come with my running fitness, and I should remember that. And I should not compare myself. I think that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. You can like the video if you enjoyed it. You can even subscribe if you want to see how my marathon goes. I would love to have you here, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.